Hello everyone, our visionary entrepreneurs and life changers. How are you? It's Monday again, the most exciting time. Are you ready? Are you ready? I just want to say, get live here inside of our Facebook group, Abundant Entrepreneurs. Let me see how many abundant entrepreneurs are out there interacting with me and to have some great information and stories to share today. Yeah, let me see. Um, the Facebook have some new applications. Okay, so super excited, right? Every Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. I've been doing this. Today is our 36. I do not really need to use the earbuds. Because this is not really, you could not speak, but I would like to see that if you type, if you chat, send in the chat or the comments under my video, then I could see who you are and where you come from, and let's have some interaction, right? I could see the comments from the Facebook. That's good. And I hope in the future they could also enable the audience side, just like a Zoom, so that we can see each other from the video and have the conversation. And today is our 36th episode. And all our previous episodes are already saved in the guides under the guide menu of our group Abundant Entrepreneurs. How are you? I'm so curious, everybody. We'll be doing this for over half a year, and we want to know what the best inspirations you've already got from our group Abundant Entrepreneurs. And I hope you could participate more actively, so we could we are all abundant entrepreneurs, and our experiences, our inspirations, our ideas, our great stories, if we can share more, then you could not just contribute more to other people, empower other people, but can at the same time really, when people say the best way for learning is by teaching. So whatever you get, if you teach, you even learn more through that process. Okay, so that's why I really enjoy this every Monday about Momentum Monday, so I could share my best inspirations and my learning with you, and at the same time we'll see how we can hear from you. What's your best learning? Okay, and today, are you ready? Today's topic is about how far could you walk? How far could you walk in entrepreneurship? Are you curious? I'm curious actually today. I want to learn how long. Let me see. The Facebook, by the way, Facebook keep reminding me the current frame rate is too low. Please set the frame rate to 15 to 60 FPS. So how do I do that? Gosh, this is Facebook. I can only dismiss it because I'm not sure what actions I can take. FPS, who know that? What does that mean, FPS? This is too technical for people, so Facebook definitely need to improve. Normal customers don't know what do they mean FPS to improve that. Let's see. Okay, hopefully we can still continue and you can still hear me. I hope they will not interrupt us in the middle because of that FPS kind of thing. So for our entrepreneurs, the first question I want to ask you, how long have you been in your entrepreneurship? How long have you already been in entrepreneurship? For me, it's over 12 years already. So wow, when I remember the first time when I started in 2009, I still remember that kind of a super excitement and passion and that kind of great inspirations and unstartable momentum every day. And now I'm still in that mood. How great is that, right? So, but how about you? I'm curious today to learn more about you. So even though maybe you are watching this replay, comment under the video. Let me know how many years have you already been in entrepreneurship. And there's also another possibility. Some of our members, maybe they have the interest to become entrepreneur. Okay, maybe they have not started their formal journey yet. So you can still also share with us, how long have you been considering or hesitating or exploring and really wishing to get into entrepreneurship? Some of you may be still working for other people or maybe taking your part-time exploration or adventure in your entrepreneurship, right? Just share with us, okay? I'm just curious to know so far have you already been working in entrepreneurship or have not started yet, and how long have you already been thinking about it, okay? So that will say, and today this is related to our topic, how far, that will decide, by the way. Sometimes people don't know that, and how long you've been thinking or preparing or exploring before you really started to do something could also decide how far you could work, okay? So the questions I want to ask you, the second one, many people, and like we know that market statistics, right? How many, most of people, they said over 76%, maybe the ratio, the data changes every year. But so far around that number, 76% of people, they fail in the first year. In the first year, they fail of entrepreneurship. Why I shared this kind of a teaching before. Majority of them said because their products are not needed in the market. That means they did not find their market. They found that their products or their services are not needed by the market, so they could not sustain their business. That's a big issue, right? And that's what we will talk in another topic is about their niche. That's the number one business killer. If you are not clear about your niche, I found many entrepreneurs, even years through their entrepreneurship, and they struggled because of their niche is not clear. Okay, so their marketing, their content, their product or service, everything will struggle if you do not have a clear niche. So, and that's another story, but that's the second question is after if you already sustained 3 or 5 years, congratulations, at least you are not like a beginners, right? You already know all these kind of like challenges, maybe not all, but many challenges you've already went through. That's great. And then my question is, what's like you and your business, what's the difference today of you compared with before? Like when you just started and now you've already a few years into entrepreneurship, what do you have already learned and how have you been growing through this journey? So that's very important. Like sometimes when we make mistakes, right, when we fail for something, like you learn from the mistakes and you stand up again, and so you avoid those mistakes that will help you work better. Like just like doing exercise when you are working, maybe you tumbled on some kind of rocks or maybe like traps, right? You fall into traps, but then you learn that you will watch out more and pay more attention, and also even learn some strategies. For example, if you are going through some jungles, or maybe some like climb mountains, right? You learn some tips, some strategies, some great also like maybe start to use some great tools to help you to walk better or climb better, right? So what did you learn? That's very important. You can take today's opportunity to have a review and really write down through this a few years. If you already into entrepreneurship, doesn't matter how long you've already been in it, what actually you have already learned, and write down those big lessons, big learning and big lessons, and then also review how you have already become different. Today, you as a person, how about your personal development compared with like a few years ago when you just started? Have you become more mature? How about your mindset? Have your mindset already become more positive, more abundant? And also, how about your habits? Have you already developed some great success habits through the way, right? So write those things down. So this is a great time to review your entrepreneurship, what you have already gained. Maybe not just money, right? We do not just measure here with money how much you already like earned through the entrepreneurship. You've earned a lot, that's great. But if you learned some other things, maybe even more than the money side, congratulations as well, because as a person and also for your business as well, you grow. That's the best news as well. And you learned how to avoid mistakes, how to become stronger, how to use like stronger mindset every day to make yourself move forward, keep moving forward. And also you build up some great habits and new habits. much better than before, right? And those new habits will support you to create some great new things. Then, or maybe you strengthen your vision and know better about who you want to become and what kind of business and what values you want to create. So those are great things. I want you to share at least maybe like a few points you wrote down and share with us, because by sharing, you really help yourself to clarify it and also inspire other people as well. Okay, so that's my second question about within a few in a few years you've already been into like entrepreneurship, what you have already learned, how you already been grown different from the beginning. Okay, so then the third question also is the key. Okay, is how strong are your goals, your determination, and your self-discipline to support how far you could walk. So this is a key question, is to really related to today, the topic about how far you could walk. The questions you answer, the strengths or the extent about your goals, or the clarity of your goals, and your determination, and then your self-discipline. That will decide how far you could walk. So are you ready? So we can do some simple but also great exercises here. Okay, are you ready? If you have a notebook and you can take notes, I would encourage that every day, every time if you attend our Momentum Monday, always bring your pen and your notebook so that you could write down great inspirations and also great teaching as well, right? And then we can do the exercise and help you to move forward. So there are three great elements. Did you see that? Number one is your goals. And you can also relate it to your vision, your purpose, your vision, your goals combined together. This is a part of your direction. So do you have a super clear direction? Do you have very great like you can almost say like a milestones, like where you want to achieve your ultimate goals, your ultimate vision, where you want to go, who you want to become, and then break that down into like from the long term to a relatively middle term, and like long term, ultimately who you want to become by the end of your life, who you want to become, what values you want to contribute right to this world, and what kind of a person you become. And this thing I would encourage you to do that visualization every day, so to help you to really sharpen that kind of vision, to make it clearer and clearer every day. That would definitely help you. If, like for example, if you do not have a clear direction, you will struggle on this journey. So any kind of a walking, any kind of like traveling, if you want to go to some place, sometimes I admit that sometimes we take spontaneous walk because the direction or the destination is not clear. So that's also great when so it's a combination, I should say. A combination is like a try your best to like clarify as much as you could of your ultimate goal, ultimate vision. But at the same time, we are not God, so we could not predict everything. We cannot control like all the changes around us, right? And sometimes even though you set your mind for something and the environment change, opportunities changes, and you need change. You need to adapt to it. You need to be flexible, right? So that means sometimes your destination could become in the middle, sometimes become vague. And that's where you need to further explore. So you will walk. So you will have like a roughly direction to go, but at the same time, hold that curiosity to keep exploring and take that adventures, and would like to take almost like take risks, right? To explore new possibilities and new opportunities, right? So that's where you will walk and visualize, and also at the same time be prepared to be agile and also flexible to adapt to new possibilities. Okay, so but at the same time you would try your best to clarify every day if possible, to clarify your vision and especially your goals. If you really want to achieve efficiently and achieve your best performance, the best way is to clarify your vision and your goals, right? And then we talked about from the long-term goals to your middle-term goals, like for example, what's above 10 years and what you want to achieve, and then plan it for like 5 years, that's middle term, and then within 1 year, what do you want to achieve, right? Within 1 year, and then further breakdown. 1 year goal we can break down into 90 days. Every 90 days, what do you want to achieve? That's easier to measure, right? And then even more better momentum. Now it's within every week. You break down into every week. Oh, this week, what's my focus, right? What's my focus? What major achievements or top, for example, this week, the top 3 things I want to achieve, and still keep me aligned with the long-term goals I want to achieve, okay? And then further break down from 1 week to 1 day. For today, for example, for today, even before you jump off your bed, you should be clear. Oh, today, what I want to achieve. For example, top 3 specific things I want to achieve. Have you already booked that into your calendar so that you know, oh, by this time, by that time, I would already achieve the what? Okay, so that's like a step-by-step from a long-term vision, long-term goals to your short-term and to your really like a daily goals and activities. And that will really already decide how far you can walk. Okay, that's also part of your great habits as well. And so that's the first part. Okay, that's your vision and your goals, your clarity, and how you implement them. Okay, the second part is the determination. How much determined that you want to achieve, or how much you are committed. Some people, if they say my commitment or my determination is wrong, here you can do an evaluation for yourself. Okay, do an evaluation from a scale, using a scale 1 to 10. For example, you can even use like the 10 is the highest level. For example, if you are measuring your goals, 10 is the most clear and also most confident about your goals, right? That 10. Or for the second part about your determination, you can use 1 to 10. 10 is the fully determined and 100% committed to measure yourself where you are. Are you 10, fully committed and fully determined to achieve what you set your mind to? Or you just like, maybe you are still negotiating with yourself, or maybe 7, or maybe 8. The space, okay, the determination or commitment space you leave for yourself, that's your excuse space. So if you are only 7 or 8, you still give yourself 2 or 3 kind of space to give yourself excuses and give up. So that can already predetermined how far you can walk. Because if in that kind of only 7 or 8 kind of a determination and commitment, that means almost like I'm not sure if we can walk over a few years. And some people with that kind of level of commitment, they cannot even sustain over 1 year. And some other people, for example, I believe all of us can have that kind of resolution, right? Some people set up their New Year resolution only after 2 weeks into it. They almost forgot. They feel like difficult to move on, right? And some other people, when they get some super excited ideas, they say, wow, I want to accomplish this. So they write things down and they started to plan. They're excited. They want to implement it. So at the beginning, their determination maybe it's like a 10. Oh, I really want to achieve this. But as time goes by, a few weeks into it, their determination level get down and down and down until they give up. So that's not so that means like sometimes even people started with their determination or commitment, this is 10, but sometimes they ended up without really fully committing to it. So that get us to the third one. The third question is, what's your the second one is determination, right? The third one is really a self-discipline. How strongly you can self-discipline yourself. Once you set up a goal, you can stick to it and keep that promise to yourself and keep your promises to other people. till you fulfill it. Do you have that kind of like muscles, that kind of muscles already? And don't worry if at the beginning your muscle of your self-discipline is not fully strong enough yet. It's just like this is like exercise. The muscles need exercise to improve and to make it stronger. So for example, if you start with like self-discipline level at 7, this you can also do self-evaluation. For example, use a 1 to 10, right? 10 is the strongest, your muscle is strongest, your self-discipline. So give yourself the evaluation now. What's your muscle strength? Are you at around the 7, 8, or you already get to 9 or 10? So these muscles, if you keep practicing it, if you keep that promise to yourself, right? Like you hold yourself accountable. For example, today you give yourself some like a small target, and you no matter what you accomplish it. And sometimes maybe other things, some other distractions and make you delayed, but you still keep your promise to yourself and fulfill it. And then your confidence and your self-discipline kind of a muscle will be strengthened a little bit today. And tomorrow you do the similar things, and you keep doing this every day. And then you always know that you will keep promise to yourself and keep your promise to other people. And your determination and also your self-discipline muscles will grow, will strengthen every day, little by little, little by little. Still, one day you know that no matter what, you know that once you set your mind onto something, you will accomplish it. And doesn't matter if you are sick, or sometimes people said no, right? Sometimes the door closed, almost like impossible, but you will not give up. You will still try all the ways. Everything is possible. Think out of your box and try different creative ways, and sometimes maybe take risks, sometimes even break rules to get it done. So if you have that experience day in and day out, and then you really strengthen your self-discipline muscles, and also at the same time your discipline or your self-determination and also commitment. And then through many years later, when you recall yourself, wow, today, what kind of person I've already become? Like a beginning, I asked you that question, right? How many years you have been into entrepreneurship? What kind of person you have already become? And what's difference of you today compared with years ago before you just started your entrepreneurship? And then you will see why entrepreneurship is a must. And I will be happy that if you join our Abundant Entrepreneurs, that means you already have your entrepreneurship spirit inside of you. Even maybe some of you have not fully started your entrepreneurship. Some of you may be full-time, some of you may be part-time, some of you may be still exploring and considering really get into entrepreneurship. Here I want to really prove that entrepreneurship is a must for everybody. Even though some of you may be still working in like corporate, if you do not have entrepreneurship spirit, by the way, I have some clients, they work in big companies like Fortune 100 companies or like best top 4 consulting companies. Those clients, even though they're still working for other people, right? But they found that they must have their entrepreneurship spirit. Otherwise, they could not just like survive, they could not thrive in the corporate environment as well. So I also personally had over 13 years of corporate experience. I know that especially big companies and sometimes the startup companies, they need everybody to have that entrepreneurship spirit and that kind of muscles and practices. Otherwise, they could not make that company sustain as well. So sometimes you can think about the big company also it's like a entrepreneurship business. For you, maybe you're working for them, but for their owners or creators, that's their entrepreneurship and business as well, right? So if everybody do not put their entrepreneurship muscles and working together and create every day and think out of the box and always explore different ways to get things done, and no business could sustain in this market, because the whole world and especially the market keeps changing every day, right? You need to not just adapt to it, and sometimes you want to create that trend and create that movement and create that momentum to need in your market. That's why initially we mentioned about like a niche, right? That's another topic, but it's also important. Like if you have your niche, you want to become a leader, creator, lead in your niche, right? Just that's what I'm passionate about, empowering visionary entrepreneurs to become abundant experts and also thought leader in their own ideal niche. Okay, so but today our topic is really about create this Monday momentum, and not just for Monday, for the rest of your week. Think about how far you could walk in your entrepreneurship. So to review the questions I asked earlier, it's like how many years you've already in entrepreneurship, and review how much you already changed from the beginning to now, from your mindset, from your habits, from your vision and your goals. How have you already changed? What you already learned? What kind of best habits or best mindsets you already developed? What kind of person you've already become? Totally different from the beginning, right? So, and then the third question is like how strong is your muscle in your goal setting, like goal setting and also your planning, and then your determination, and then your self-discipline, okay, and the daily commitment and actions. Are you, for example, today's Monday, have you already booked all those appointments, for example, your events and what you want to accomplish onto your, for example, I'm using my cell phone's Google Calendar, all the appointments have you already put in? And are you fully organized? For example, and today we got some new events, and I'm a mom with 2 children, right? And they have their summer programs and all the different ways. And I have my business related. I have 2 businesses. One is in coaching, another one is in financial advising. So I put them together, and all these calendars, I have different colors to differentiate all these events. You can see my calendar is almost full. I have 2 kids, right? They have their different activities planned as well. But I put everything together, but I use different colors to differentiate. How much you are organized? Have you already turned your goals into some actions and into your calendar? That's what you can implement. And then you hold yourself accountable. At the same time, you could have build up your environment. That will be our other topics, right? But your accountability environment. Do you have your coaches? Do you have your mentors? Do you have your peers? Do you have your team to support each other, hold each other accountable? And sometimes I know that unless you are already in entrepreneurship for many years, you will already strengthen your muscle, have that full like self accountability. But even that, like even at the Tony Robbins level, right, the best mentors, those successful ones level, they still need their peers, other thought leaders to hold each other accountable. So that's why they collaborate, support each other. Like during pandemic, Tony was troubled because his live events all canceled. He was struggling and he was angry, and like his friends Dean Gross-Asen and later become his business partner, hold him accountable and give him that inspiration that why don't you turn your business onto online, right? You can now do all your online events, and even though at the beginning sounds impossible, turn his over 40 years of live events into online. But then eventually, the masters are masters, right? They challenge themselves out of their box. And Tony created that 360-degree studio, the virtual studio. So dozens of thousands of people worldwide could attend his live events now, online virtual live events. I attended last year, in 2020, about 7 of his live events. So and so many people, more people who initially could not travel or could not afford it to go to his on-site events now could attend online. So actually he earned more, right? Like Tony, actually his business expanded more, get more clients, and his revenue actually grow as well. So that's some idea for you. Okay, how could you, when you get some muscle, if your muscle is strong enough, you will, like a majority time, you will hold yourself accountable, use the calendars, use your success habits. That's why we emphasize that's further some other topic about focus on the success habits, how you can strengthen your build up your success habits every day, so that could hold you accountable and help you build up your business. But before that, so every day you want build up a little bit by little bit, right? Strengthen your muscle a little bit and put whatever today, for example, today's Monday, what's your momentum? What's your top 3 things you want to achieve for this week? And then get into this day. Today, what you can achieve. Are you booking them on your calendar? And also hold yourself accountable. Keep your promise. No matter what, you will achieve it. and so that you will fulfill whatever you set up for yourself. So if you can start this kind of self-discipline little by little, okay, now even though you're not paying me, I'm just playing myself as your coach, hold you accountable to challenge yourself, set up your goals today up to 3, for example, the majority top 3 priority ones, book in your calendar and accomplish it no matter what. So every day, if you keep doing this kind of exercises, your muscle will be strengthened. You will know that you can trust yourself. That's the most important thing. Some people now, they could not trust themselves, right? No mention about trust others. That's why, for example, even when sometimes we have wonderful programs, right? Or even Tony Robbins had some great programs. Sometimes people would not join, even though he's super successful. Why? Because people is not like they do not believe in Tony Robbins, but instead they do not believe in themselves. It's just like, oh, no matter how great that is, or maybe they create great stories and successful stories for other people, but not for me. They will think in that way because they do not trust themselves anymore. Because they've already been giving themselves excuses, like earlier I mentioned about what's your determination. How do you evaluate yours? Is from 1 to 10 is 10, or maybe beyond, or it's just 7 or 8? And you give yourself that 2 or 3 percentage, like 2 or 3 points of space for excuses and for you to give up. If you keep doing that, you lose the promise to yourself, you lose the confidence and belief in yourself. And then no matter how great things, how great programs, or how great is a mentor or coach, you could not trust because you could not trust yourself. You don't think you can make it, even though other people made it, okay? So that's why this is super important. Today's topic is how far, that will decide how far you could walk in your entrepreneurship. It's really make sure that you daily exercises, okay? Clarify your vision and your goals, break them into your goals and planning for every day. And then the second one's exercise your determination muscle until you can fully 100% commit to yourself and give yourself no excuses and make it like must. Whatever you put your mind onto, it's really like super aligned with your purpose and vision. You will put your mind until you accomplish it. And the third one, self-discipline. Every day challenge yourself. Just do simple things. Put things onto your calendar and do it and do it and do it. And when you can accomplish small things, your confidence and belief in yourself will increase. Even though, for example, every day I'm doing my morning and night routine. Every day I've been doing it for 7 years now, my abundance meditation and activation. And actually I have a program on that. But every day myself practice on it. I never miss the promise to myself. And I know the benefits of it, and great benefits, right? And strengthen my mindset and strengthen my abundance spirit, and also strengthen my energy, and also every day helped my vision become clearer. And many times, even my goals and how to do it, I get clear things when I was doing that meditation and activation. So if, for example, you today just challenge yourself, build up some simple morning routine and night routine, start to practice it every day, little by little. If you keep doing it every day, from the small things, it's easy to persist, and then your muscle will be strengthened until one day you could challenge yourself for bigger things, bigger goals, and every day keep doing that. All right, so this top 3 elements, your vision and goal, right, and your determination, and then your self-discipline and daily practice, really determine how far you can walk in your entrepreneurship. I hope you got great inspirations from today. Feel free to comment and give a like to my video, and let me know, also comment what inspirations you got, what's the best takeaway you could implement since today. Okay, I will look forward to talking with you next time, our Monday momentum. And you can go back to check our previous episode either on our YouTube or on YouTube channel, or inside of a group Abundant Entrepreneurs. Under the guide menu, we have all the previous episodes saved there. So everyone, I hope today you really get a great momentum from our topic. And feel free to comment what other topics you would like to. I've already planned, by the way, a long list of what we can talk, but you feel free to share what kind of topics you want us to further discuss, okay? I wish you, everybody of you, have a wonderful Monday and keep your energy and momentum on, okay? And keep going, keep working further to find those wonders on your entrepreneurship, this great journey. All right, bye. Thank you so much. Take good care. Bye-bye.